Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. Today's video will talk about the top teams for Corviknight. I get Corviknight today and I was able to get some friendly battles with it. So shout out to Acorn, Motastic, and everyone in the Discord who helped me out to get some battles. Because Great League is still not around, so I had to do like some friendly battles. And we tested out against some lots of teams. I have tried Corviknight with Sand Attack and Steel Wing, and today's video we will showcase both of the fast moves and we will tell you which one is better at the end of the video. That's number one. Number two, you will see 2 or 3 different teams. That's because I'm trying to test out so many teams ideas for you guys, and you probably will see that I have this one because I found this one to be the most consistent one in the Go Battle League, especially since we just got a Shadow Cubone back. So I was able to get myself a Shadow Kanto Marowak. Where is the battles? So, I got myself a 0-13-10, technically not the best IV, and I had to invest lots of rare candy. So please, if you appreciate spending resources for this channel, so you don't have to, or you have to, please feel free to support the video by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Corviknight is literally one of the best well-designed Pokemon in the entire game. Look how sick this Pokemon is. More importantly, you're just gonna see how does it look in the background as well. So now we're just investing some candies to power up this crow. Is this a crow or a raven? I mean, it's a Corviknight, so I'm assuming it's a crow. I mean, it's Corv, not Crove, though. I don't know. So we're gonna give it a second move, and it used to have a drill pick. Now it has a sky attack. So it's basically like I'm using it like a Skarmory, using some Skarmory-ish teams. Remember, like Skarmory always need a ground Pokemon with it. So look how sick it is in the background. Dude, it looks like better than a legendary Pokemon. It looks like a Pokemon you want your avatar to ride, to be honest. Like, I wish they give us that feature where like you can ride the Pokemons that you have. Like, look, it's so good in the background. So first team, it's going to be this one, and now we're playing against Acorns. So Acorn is going to lead Sandslash. I think I know his team. Usually when you see Sandslash, you expect Feraligatr, and I'm just gonna stay in, to be honest, because we have technically a Sand Attack Corviknight, and it's supposed to be the counter to A-Slash, and it should be good. And I think he left this game because he was like, oh, I need to switch my internet or something. So next game here, we have A-Slash into Dragonite. They swap into Dugong. So what do I do here? I'm just going to throw my Drill Run because I need to chip and then swap out. And now if you take a look at the Sand Attack, it's not doing damage. Look at the Dugong's health. It's not going down. So I'm like, is Sand Attack the correct move? I know that PvP has Sand Attack. That's because there is so many poison Pokemons in the meta. But like, look. Is Sand Attack actually true? Is the true move? But now, today, is the showcase is about Corviknight. So I noticed something that in this matchup, it's better to go Iron Heads, because if you go Sky Attack, you will die with the move right here. So next time, throw Sky Attacks. Sorry, throw Iron Heads instead of throwing a Sky Attack, so you can still get to another move. So I switched out here, trying to catch a move, and I think I caught an Icy Wind. So Corviknight in that game wasn't able to beat the Dugong. I mean, technically Skarm doesn't do that, but the Skarm can threaten the Dugong with the Brave Bird, which is Corviknight doesn't have. I think my friend here, Acorn, missed swap, or I think he was trying to sack his Dragonite because like he can get some Dragon Breath damage here while he couldn't in the back Pokemon. And now this is a showcase between A-Slash into the Azu, and then we have a Duskpun as well. So should be a straightforward matchup, and I honestly think that Corviknight is not a Pokemon you use shields on, which is something we do miss in the current meta. In the current meta, pretty much most of the Pokemons that people use are Pokemons where people invest a shield on. So I think Corviknight will fix a problem in the current meta that we have, which is there isn't that many bulky Pokemons. There is Azu and Corsola. So if you don't have those, you're stuck with no tank, or if you don't run Azu. Because Azu, Dugong, Corsola, that's it. Okay, next game, we're picking up a good lead. Because I do like those 3 together. They swap into Drapion. So this is a perfect scenario where like I'm gonna chip and then go to Corviknight, and look at the sand attack. It's literally not doing any damage. But Corviknight is a steel, and steel Pokemon destroy this. But sadly, Drapion is so busted, and they got a crunch debuff. And again, they got another crunch debuff. So now, something that's not supposed to happen. A poison Pokemon can farm down a steel Pokemon, but it's gonna happen because Corviknight is, Drapion is just so busted of a Pokemon. So here, I'm just going to Charm all the way down. I'm just gonna rely on 2 shielding later, and we have to start using some shields here. Duskbun is such a good Pokemon to pair with Corviknight, to be honest, because Corviknight lose to the electric. I mean, we don't have electric. What does Corviknight lose to? Mandibuzz. Technically, you lose to Mandibuzz. And you lose to Diggersby, so Duskbun is a good Pokemon to pair with because the Duskbun can punish some Pokemons in there too. And here, my opponent was able to get to an Icy one with 1 HP, so I shielded because I simply don't know the third, and I don't want to be low on my Pokemons. I ended up shielding using a wrong shield because I could have just shielded. If I knew it's Malamar, I could have just saved the shield here and went. And this is raised the question in me is like, does Corviknight beat Malamar? And it actually doesn't. So that's another sad part about running Sand Attack. And I think we will see that in the next game. And that was a good game played by my opponent. So now I ask my opponent to run the same team because I want to see here if they don't get 2 crunch debuffs, how does the match go? And look, Sand Attack still not doing damage. They get a crunch debuff. And they throw another charge move. And they get another crunch debuff. So they can farm me down. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I need my opponent not to get the crunch debuff so I can show you guys how good this matchup is. But it became so bad because they get 2 crunch debuffs. Now we're gonna go to Duskbun. And I have to shield here because Duskbun is getting low. And I think I should have swapped there earlier. I'm just gonna go back to Sand Slash, and I think my opponent here swapped because I did swap, or because they just want to get rid of the Malamar because I have a fairy Pokemon. Both are ideal situations. And now the problem is because I swapped first, I get the 2 moves first, and then I get shield hit. So if they superpower, they die with a move. And they did die with a move. So now the play is basically throw these Ice Punches and then Charm down. And I think we do pick up this win. And again, you might think that Corviknight did not do anything. In fact, it actually did something good for me, which is soak the Drapion damage, because the Drapion is such an insane Pokemon, and it was because of Corviknight I was able to soak all the energy on Corviknight, and then after that, this is number 2. I think this is number 2. Okay, let's move to number 3. Okay, this is number 3 now. And then because I was able to put the Drapion low, I was able to charm down, and then the charm getting the early energy on the fairy won me that game. So it played a positive role. Now let's go and see some teams where, like, I'm gonna just lead Kwak. They swapped into Primarina. I thought this is Azu, and here now again I switched to Steel Wing, and you can see how much the difference is. Like, look. They are already this health. If I have a Sand Attack, they would literally be at this health. So look at the difference between having those two. Now, Sand Attack gives you lots of energy, but it does no damage. And it relies on throwing a charge move. And the problem is, we don't have good charge moves. So why would I use a fast move that generates energy when my charge moves are bad? So let's just rely on the fast move and make it a tap-tap Pokemon. And let's see. If I can farm down, this would be an ideal scenario. Like, look, I was able to farm down, so that's a much better situation. This makes the Azu much better matchup, by the way, because I played the Corviknight into Azu with Sand Attack, and I don't win that. It wasn't good. You win that if you have Brave Bird, yes, but we don't have Brave Bird. Let's remember that. I swapped here to Moltres, and then I'm like, wow, they have a Wiggly. So let's just throw the Ancient Power. I had a doubt that my opponent will shield here, and they did shield. And I was like, maybe we boost, maybe we can do some damage. And now we're just going to go back to Corviknight. I don't need to shield. There is no reason to. And Wiggly is such a beast of a Pokemon. And now I need to insta-take this out. And he didn't know that I lose CMP here. Oh my, that's such a bad play by me. But I think I should still be good. Because remember, guys, that Drapion does not have any health. So if they swap, it dies, and now Marowak finished the game. And again, Corviknight with a Steel Wing here played a much better role, which is basically farming down and then chipping the next Pokemon. So next game, we have Corviknight into Azure. Remember, with Sand Attack, we lost this matchup. And as I told you, don't throw Sky Attacks here. Throw Iron Heads, even though it's not the better move. But I found out that if you go straight Sky Attack, with my IVs, I don't get to the third move, which is bad. So I would rather get to 3 moves if I can throw. I don't think I get to a third move. I think in the 1 shield or something. So I'm not going to shield here. Do I win the 0? I think I do win the 0 now. Oh, wait, my opponent lagged. It should be a simul KO, by the way. And look at that, because we win. Now we just RPS with the Duskbun. Oh, it's DA. I was like, Duskbun, DU. And they swap into Drapion, and we have a Kanto Marowak for that. And we guys just saw why Steel Wing is actually the superior fast move to use. You might argue that there are some cases where you use Sand Attack. I think I'm just gonna wait for Home Slice Henry. I know that he loves to be that guy who will be able to make content out of something that's off meta. And I was like, oh yeah, actually, the Corviknight is not off meta. I think Sand Attack is the off meta move. So here, as an example, this is why I run Steel Wing. This is literally the reason why you run Steel Wing. I feel like this is such a weird angle, because Corviknight's butt is exposed to us. Don't look at that, guys. Okay? So, Dragonite here thought that the Corviknight would stay in. Sorry, has Sand Attack. So, I had a Steel Wing, and when they realized that, they switched out. So, that was a good bonus to why I think Steel Wing is the better move, because if they think you have Sand Attack, you usually win these matchups. Now, I didn't play any Gator, to be honest, so I'm like, what the Gators? Did people just do people just stop using Gator? And then I'm like, I was told, I miscounted there. I thought they have the move and they would actually one shot, so I could have just farmed down here and then throw. But remember that they have a Dragonite. Of course, they would have a Toxapex answer, yes. So yeah. This is a matchup. This is literally, I'm showing you this video here because this is literally the only situation where Sand Attack is better on Corviknight, because Steel Wing is resisted and Sand Attack is super effective. So it makes such a much better case to having Sand Attack over Steel Wing. So I shielded here hoping that they superpowered, but my opponent did like a 500 IQ bait. And that was such a phenomenal timing by them. Oh my, that did so much damage. So now I threw Iron Head. If they no shield, they win actually. And I think I chickened out here and I threw the Iron Head. And it turns out that I do get to a Sky Attack. So this is a matchup where I actually would have gotten to a Sky Attack. And that's a tie. And now moving into the next game. So I asked my opponent to replay this matchup because I wanted to play it differently, because I'm like, I don't expect Toxapex nowadays. So we see the Dunsparce. The Dunsparce is just to bait out the Marowak, so we get jebaited. And we're going to throw the Bone Club. And remember, guys, we miscounted last time. So let's count correctly. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And I have a good IV enough that I will be able to farm down and then throw the Rock Slide on the Dragonite. So this matchup should be a GG no matter what. And then I can go Duskbun. They go to Toxapex. I go to Corviknight. And this is a straightforward matchup now because we just walled them. I mean, they resist our move. We resist their fast move. So it's like a difference between a Sky Attack and the Brian. Sky Attack is a bad move, but the Brian is 10 times worse. So Brian is one of the worst fast moves in the game, charge moves in the game. And now Corviknight is such a dominant matchup where, like, my opponent was just a triple weak to Steel Wing Corviknight. They tried to swap and catch a fast move, I think. Or no, I think they are just trying to farm down my Duskbun so they can get some farm, but I am able to get to a Psychic Fang and win this game. So which move did I prefer? I preferred Steel Wing, to be honest, much better. Sand Attack did not give me anything. Oh, we already showed this video. Did not give me any advantage, but there is the Toxapex matchup. I don't know if there is any other matchup. Like, you could argue about Quack, but the difference is only one stage. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. And as you can see, I spent so much resources trying to build this bad IV. I mean, it looks like a good IV, but it's actually a bad CP. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, so if you appreciate spending the resources here, so you can get a view on the Pokemon. And eventually, thank you so much to the people who helped me out to get these battles early, so I can deliver the content for you. Thanks so much, Acorn and Wowtastic, and thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. Peace.